Hello, my name is Brian Teyssier. I am with the Brian Sells Miami Group, and what I'm going to talk about today is something super exciting. So I came from the North Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and when I was looking down in the Miami, Florida area, South Florida area, I did a lot of research, and that's how you found me. You found me on YouTube by Googling Venetian Islands. Now, if you're like me, there was a deficit of information. There was some drone flyovers, sure. There was a bunch of photos, sure. But what I was missing was I wanted like a video tour of all the houses on the island. And that's what I'm gonna give you today. I'm gonna break down all 6 of the Venetian Islands one at a time, give you a little overview, talk about them, but the whole time that's happening, you are gonna see a video of going up and down the streets of the houses. Pretty exciting. Are you ready? Let's make it happen. The Venetian Islands is a chain of man-made islands, believe it or not. Now it's in the Biscayne Bay, and the area code it's located in is the 786 area code. Now sometimes you will hear, what's that dude's name? Pitbull, you hear Pitbull and some other rappers talk about the 305. Well, that's a little further away, not too terribly much. Today we're gonna be talking about the 786. And the zip code is 33139. You may not think that's important, but whenever you move here and you use me as your realtor, you're gonna find that's very important. So each island is connected by bridges from Miami, which is, I guess we'll call it on the mainland, over to MB, I like to call Miami Beach, or SB, South Beach. So the bridges are so low that you can't get a boat under there. So if you're like me and if you have a boat and you're like me and you just want to see the houses from the water, which I'm going to tell you this, I've been on these islands walking, jogging, and bike riding. The fronts of the house from the road, I mean, they're amazing, right? But I gotta tell you, it's more interesting and sometimes more majestical from the water. So if you ever get a chance to rent a boat, or if you own a boat and you want to take a cruise, I've cruised around the outside of the islands. I mean, these poor people in their backyard probably thought I was some sort of stalker, but I'm just looking at the houses. I love these high-end luxury houses, but once you cruise through, those bridges connecting the islands are so low. And I have a small boat, you can't get under there. It's impassable unless you're maybe in a kayak, I'm not sure. So if one heads on the Venetian Causeway, which is about 14,000 feet long west, that's away from South Beach, you will run into the American Airlines and the Adrian Art for Broadway and musical performances over to the Bayside Marketplace. Now I call that back to the mainland off of South Beach, off of Miami Beach. So you take the Venetian Causeway and it's pretty famous. I mean, there are people there, including myself, that will make an effort to park over there if we're not staying close enough to walk over it, jog over it, bicycle over it, walk over it, walk dogs over it, scooter over it, skateboard over it, motorized skateboard over it. You kind of get the point, right? It's just such a nice drive, and they have an amazing green designated bike lane, and some of the islands even have sidewalks next to that. So you have, I know where I live currently in Pittsburgh, we have bike lanes that are just painted on the middle of the road, not really the middle of the side. So you're really taking up a car lane. Here, you have your car lanes, you have your green bike lanes, and then you even have your walk lane. So everybody can get through without running into each other. And it's kind of cool. If you're like me, if you're watching this video, you're probably like me, considering relocating in. Something we're not used to is drawbridges. So the first couple of times I got there, in January and December, it's freezing back north. I come down to Venetian Islands on a bicycle and I get stopped, like the arms come down. And what do you know? There's a P. Diddy yacht, I like to call it. Now, it's not actually P. Diddy, but there could be. It's such a big yacht that it's like a celebrity yacht. So the locals, I'm sure, are annoyed, maybe even pissed off at these drawbridges. But somebody like us that is coming down out of the snow at the sun, 75 degree, 80 degree sun hitting us, I just kick back and watch that drawbridge go up, watch those yachts go back and forth, and then the drawbridge closes and I continue about my day. So I actually kind of like the drawbridges. So if you head east towards South Beach and the ocean, you will exit on 17th Street. That drops you right off in the heart of South Beach. Plop, there you are. So something kind of cool off of the Venetian Islands is called Flagler Island. Flagler, there's a Flagler monument there as well. So it's just a really small little island, and a lot of people will pull up their boats and maybe tie off on a tree and kind of float out there, or throw anchor and kind of swim onto the beach all the way around. And you can kind of, I've even seen big rental boats, like pontoon boats, bring a group of like birthday celebrators, we'll call it, over there and drop them off on the island. And you can just hang out on the beach. It's a really small beach, really small island. I don't want you to get the impression that it's some sort of huge island. So that's always nice as well. It's kind of nice as a designated gathering area. And that whole pool of water, you'll see big yachts and big boats sitting over there, and it's just kind of a safe place for everybody to right off of the Venetian Islands to boat. You don't even see sailboats tied, chained up down into onto the ocean floor, congregating around the Venetian Islands. Very cool, very comfortable, very inviting type area. Okay, so the first island we're going to talk about, I'm going to take you on a tour of, I actually run an electric bike, grabbed my GoPro Hero 8, and went riding around on the streets of all these islands. The first island is Biscayne Island, and I'm gonna take you for a tour on it right now. All right, let's go. All right, so when you first come on to the island, you can go left or right. I mean, there's not an outlet, and it's not a circular pattern, so it's basically a dead end street from beginning to end. So Biscayne Island is considered Miami, and it is a long, skinny type island. Now, in the 1930s, it was actually called the Viking Airport. It was an airport. Now, in the 1940s, they developed this into the residential lots in homes and mansions you're seeing now. It's all residential neighborhoods, and there's a toll plaza right at the end of the Venetian Causeway on Northeast 15th Street. So let's look at Zillow here, and let's talk about the lots themselves, the houses. There are going to be 22 non-waterfront homes from $1 million, right around $1 million price point. Now, when it comes to waterfront homes on Biscayne Island, there are going to be 28 of them. And I'm combining, whenever I say them, I mean residential lots. I don't just mean vacant lots. I mean, they could have houses on them, they could not, but it's all residential opportunities, residential home construction. As I said in the beginning, there's only one road on Biscayne Island, and that's called North Biscayne Drive. The island itself is only about 181 square miles, and you'll see they're not very big. Again, they're man-made. How long did it take man to shovel all that dirt in there? I don't know. These waterfront homes range from $2 million to $13 million. I want to take a look at this Zillow map showing you the home and the home values, and the one I'm going to point out is going to be 941 North Venetian, which just sold for about $13.6 million last year, September 8th of 2020. Next to last thing I want to talk about is the Venetian Isles condominium. So it's a bayfront boutique building, and it has condos anywhere from $650,000 to $1.15 million. Now, the condo itself is pet friendly. It was built in about 1981. There's probably 81 residences, anywhere from 1 to 4 bedrooms, and it's about 13 stories. It does have a walk score of 60. It's walkable, but you've got to walk a decent distance to get to anything commercial or industrial or anything like that. It's all residential for the most part. It does have a fitness center, some of the amenities: fitness center, heated swimming pool, tennis court, gated entry, and on-site security, which I think is amazing. I live in a place like that right now and absolutely love it. There is a boat dock, and most of the units are between 1,440 square feet to about, 3,500 square feet is going to be the largest. Okay, so we are now looking at Biscayne Park. It's literally right across the street from all the residential houses, so I did have to pop across the street here. And you can see, again, people walking. There's multiple trails. Now, it's kind of a basic park. It just has some trails and a bunch of green space. There's no real place, like a designated dog park, just some benches. You can, whenever I was out here, you could see people off to the right, they had their own kettlebells and jump rope and stuff like that, so they were getting a workout in. But a beautiful park nonetheless, beautiful views, well maintained, and you can see the water is right there, which is absolutely amazing. So the causeway is right off to the left, and you might be able to see some cars coming by. And there's a big condominium building at the very end as well. That is not going to be the Venetian Island condominium building I spoke of. This is like this in Florida all around. People are just walking around. This is a weekday too, jogging around. You can see that boat right there is a tour boat. So you could take a tour, and they I'm actually going to do that. They talk about history in different parts of Florida. So Venetian Islands, Biscayne Park, amazing. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do it now. Click the bell, all notifications, and if you plan on buying a home on Biscayne Island, make sure you contact me. All right, so in this video, this segment, bullet point number 2, island number 2 is gonna be the San Marco Island, all part of the Venetian Islands. It's gonna be the second island if you're going from the mainland over to Miami Beach, South Beach. So this is another one of those, and you can see by the map, long, skinny islands. And much like all the other ones, it's all residential. So this island, San Marco Island, Biscayne Island, is all residential. Check out these houses. Look at they're all fenced in, wooden gates on most of them, just simply amazing. Now it's gonna be a one-way street that actually kind of splits around an island and splits the island into thirds. This is another one of those places that has an incredible bike lane. You can see as I just passed a jogger right there. So the joggers have their sidewalk, the bikers have their green bike lane, and the cars have their car lanes, obviously. So everybody here in this direction you're seeing me going is all one way. Look at these houses, just absolutely simply amazing. So a fun fact with San Marco Island is there are 46 waterfront lots and only 23 non-waterfront lots. So you can see in the center here will probably be some of those non-waterfront lots we're talking about. North Venetian Way, it's towards land, and there's South Venetian Way, which is towards South Beach. Northeast 12th Place, Northeast 13th Court, and Northeast 13th Place. Those are the ones that run left-right, that split the center island, the center lots. Now, San Marco Island is anywhere from $750,000 all the way up to $28 million, $935,000, $28,935. Now, December 12th of 2020, very recently, just last year, 1429 North Venetian Way was sold. We're going to take a look at some of those photos we found on Zillow. We want to make sure you check these out. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so now we're coming off San Marco Island. Take a look how the sun hits the water. I mean, we're going to stay on the bike lane on this bike. You're going to take a bike ride with me. We're going to go straight through all the islands on the bike lane, right over to South Beach. So enjoy the ride. So these are the little bridges I was telling you about. I'm actually on top of it now that boats do not fit under, so you have to turn around if you're a boat in the water and you're stalking these houses like I typically tend to do every time I come down to the Miami Beach, Venetian Island area. But again, take a look. Off to the right, you've got sidewalks dedicated for walkers. You've got the road, and then you've got the green bike lanes. Street lights, you've got designated bike lane, 25 miles an hour. This is all super flat, and it's one of the reasons why I love jogging over here. I think most of all this area is flat. Beautiful views. I mean, you can click off a couple miles if you run because you have to, not because you love, just like myself. And by looking at all this beautiful terrain, before you know it, you're a mile and a half in, 2 miles in, and it's time to turn around and come back. I hope you found San Marco Island as amazing as I did. They're all beautiful islands, and you may love them for different reasons. Obviously, the occupants of the residents of those islands like them for different reasons. So that was a long bike ride off of San Marco all the way over back to South Beach. Maybe one day after you contact me, buy a house, you'll be doing that same bike ride. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of San Marino Island. It'll be the third island from the mainland east to the beach. All right, so we have Biscayne Island, San Marco Island, now San Marino Island. So San Marino Island is, again, all residential, and it's an oval shape The other ones were kind of oval shaped east-west, as you can see on this map, but this is the first island that is oval shaped north-south. So there's East San Marino Drive and West San Marino Drive, which basically makes a circle on the inside of the island, and they are split or connected by 1st, 2nd, and 4th San Marino Terrace roads. There are going to be 55 waterfront homes, and lots and homes, combination of, and there's going to be 34 non-waterfront. So if we look at Zillow, 10 West San Marino Drive sold at the end of 2020. As I've been talking, there's a lot of sales at the end of 2020 that are these high ends, actually the highest priced sales I could find on these islands. And it sold for $20,400,000. Now let's take a look at some of the photos on Zillow. All right, so you're gonna absolutely love this one. The name of this island is DiLido, D-I-L-I-D-O. Sometimes people crush it all together and it looks like DiLido. I mean, when I first saw it, I don't know what this means. So let's take a bike ride tour of all the properties on DiLido. So DiLido is gonna be the 4th island over from west to east, and that's towards South Beach. We're working our way over. It's gonna again be one of those oval shape that is north-south instead of east-west, and you can see on the map on DiLido that it's a oblong north-south. And again, DiLido, all residential properties, amazing properties. And what amazes me every time I come down and take a look at these houses are just the natural tree fences. And look at all the trees separating the properties. If we are in a different part of the country, like even here in Pittsburgh, and you had these, if you took away the tree fences of these properties down on the Venetian Islands, they would be just like Pittsburgh, just crammed together. These are really more crammed together than they look, but those amazing natural tree fences really kind of keeps things separated. So the roads on DiLido, they're pretty much the same as San Marino and the next one, which is Rivo Alto Drive, and they are going to be east-west circle around the island that's going to be split. Now this one, DiLido's going to be split into 10 segments. They're all called terraces. So the road is going to be DiLido, East DiLido and West DiLido, and the terraces are going to be first DiLido Terrace, second DiLido Terrace, seventh DiLido Terrace, eighth DiLido Terrace, ninth DiLido Terrace. And this is going to be the biggest, easily one of the biggest islands of all the Venetian islands. It's going to have a whopping 97 waterfront properties. 69 are non-waterfront. So let's wrap our head around that. 69 non-waterfront. Some of the islands, that rivals their waterfront amount. And if you watch any of the Instagram, the big luxury realtors in Miami, you will see DiLido come up a lot. It's because there's more homes on that island, so therefore there's more that conveys. So it seems like the popular island to me, but I think that's just because of sheer size. So the most recent big sale on DiLido was 2017 for $20,300,000. $325,000. Pocket change, if wherever you are, stick your hands down between the cushions. If you're in your car or on your couch, go check between the cushions, and I'm sure you'll be able to pull up $20,325,000. And that's going to be 212 West DiLido Drive, and we're going to take a look at these the photos that we grabbed off of Zillow. Simply stunning home. To South Beach, which is the goal of everybody because South Beach is so beautiful. The next island is Rivo Alto, and that's gonna be the 5th island on the way over to South Beach. Hold it, before I say any more, did you subscribe? Hit the subscribe button, please. I'm gonna be rolling out a ton of these luxury living Miami videos. You're not gonna wanna miss them. Subscribe, bell, all notifications. All right, let's continue on with Rivo Alto. So it is another one of those north-south, to be the last north-south oval shaped of the islands. There's 3 of them. And again, it's gonna be all residential. So Rivo Alto has 62 waterfront properties and 41 non-waterfront properties. Highest for sale property on Rivo Alto is a stunner. It's for sale for $24,750,000. If you have an interest in moving to Rivo Alto, feel free to contact your boy. All right, and the address is, and we're gonna show you the photos off of Zillow. It's gonna blow your mind how beautiful this house is. The address is 105 East Rivo, R-I-V-O, Alto Drive in Miami. All right, so I'm out here in the Venetian Islands, Rivo Alto Island, and it is December 29th or 30th, 2020. Shitty year, but beautiful day down here in Florida. It's about 75 degrees. You can hear the palm trees. Listen, blowing in the wind. So as a Pittsburgher, my fellow Northerners will understand the appreciation I have for this. So 2 of my favorite things about this, well, actually 3 favorite things about this street. One is, and I guess this can be said with most all of Florida, since I'm a Pittsburgher Northerner for life, I love these natural tree fences. I can't see anything that's going on in that house, and there's no 6-foot high privacy fence like we have back in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's all tree fence, and then the openings are, of course, a regular fence to get your car in, but I just think that's so cool. That's number 1 thing I love about Rivo Alto. Second thing I love is, can you see in the background, and we'll show you some other stuff. But a lot of people, like a lot of the older folks, seniors, like to call it, concrete boxes, white boxes. I call it modern architecture. I love the modern architecture on this island, and there is a bunch of new construction coming up. So it's fascinating. Another thing I love, and this is true with all the Venetian Islands, is, I mean, it's one way in, one way out. You'll see, I'm gonna give you a tour on my electric bike that I rented down here. You just come in and go around. There's some couple cross streets, but low traffic. I mean, there's nobody here that's not supposed to be here other than tourists like me. So yeah, Rivo Alto, definitely a pretty cool place to check out. Unfortunately, this is going to be our last island on the Venetian Islands we're going to talk about, and that's Belle Island, B-E-L-L-E, Belle Island. But don't worry, listen, we can take a tour of all these for sale properties. Feel free to contact me. You can leave some comments in the comments below. If you got this via email, reply to the email. It's brian@briansellsmiami.us. You can find me facebook.com/Brian Sells Miami Real Estate. And I'm probably the biggest on Instagram. I should say the most active on Instagram, and that is @BrianSellsMiami. So Belle Island, which is obviously the 6th island of Venetian Islands, 6th or 1st, depends how you look at it. I'm going from the mainland west to east over to South Beach. It is going to be the only island of the Venetian Islands that is round. It's actually round. A lot of them are oblong. I call it east to west. And some of them are oblong. 3 of them are oblong, north to south. Doesn't make a difference. I'm not sure. Maybe that's the only way they can get the cranes in whenever they made these islands. But this is the only one that's going to be round. Interesting fact about this one is currently home to apartment and condo buildings, like 9 Island Avenue, Costa Brava, the Grand Venetian, the Standard Hotel Miami Beach. The Standard, let's talk about that for a second. They have these yellow umbrellas at the time of filming anyway. They have a bunch of yellow umbrellas. That's how I can always tell where they are from the water. And they have maybe 4 boat slips, I think. You can just pull up. Amazing brunch. I'm not sure if it's every day or just weekends, but I pulled up there a couple times with guests from Pittsburgh or out of town, people relocating in just like yourself on the boat, and we grabbed brunch. The only problem with that is it's first come, first serve, so you can't call ahead and reserve it. If you pull up there in the boat and it's all taken, you just have to go on to a new place. But they have an amazing brunch. I usually get this yogurt granola parfait, and I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but I've also had pancakes there too, they're amazing. But anyway, the Standard Hotel is also along with Belle Island Park, which is actually in the kind of the center of the island. Fun fact is JCPenney, he was a retail entrepreneur, we'll call it, actually had a home there. And something of interest, the Standard Hotel that I was talking about, when it opened, I mean, all these islands are tight for parking, and there's no real reason on the other islands, which are all residential, for anybody to really park there. But you know, with Belle Island, there's apartments and condos and hotel, etc. Parking is kind of tough. So when the Standard Hotel opened, parking became really tough for the residents. So you'd have to get a permit. It's about $46 a year per household. And obviously it's half that if you were to get it for 6 months. And you know, that's for the residents, and they parked on Island Avenue. So one of the things I thought was pretty cool that I wanted to share with you is, I mean, you can go online and find drone images and drone and even airplane images and videos of all these islands, but you can't find them from a historical angle, which is like the 1940s or 1950s. So we found some. There's actually a blog that had these photos, and it's called Belle Island Blog. I don't know who runs it, shout out to them, but they put these old photos up. So while I'm talking, we're gonna flash up some of these old photos, and it's just absolutely amazing. You can see what it was like. I mean, Belle Island had Carl Fisher Flamingo Hotel in the background. It's just absolutely amazing, some of these photos, what it looks like. And actually, it's hard to believe that these islands, this one photo is 1949, was built with old technology. Like, I mean, we have technology nowadays, but can you imagine how they must have done it before with trucks breaking down and just absolutely inferior technology? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video of the Venetian Islands. I found them absolutely amazing. I thought it was unique having you take a tour with me from behind the lens, kind of a live view, if you will. If you found it interesting, comment below, subscribe, hit the bell, all notifications. If you want me to do a video of anything specific to the Venetian Islands, I would say anywhere in Florida, drop a comment below, but go ahead. I have a whole list of luxury living Miami videos I'm gonna be producing now to the end of time. So if there is something you want me to target in on, feel free to do it. Otherwise, if you're looking to move into the South Florida area, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, Miami, and you're a luxury buyer, or you're looking to sell and you're a luxury seller, feel free to contact me. Any forms of communication, carrier pigeon, smoke signals. I already mentioned it. DM on Facebook, DM on Instagram, DM on LinkedIn, phone calls, text. It'll all be in the about section of the actual channel. All right, till the next time.